Master. What news?
Beat the mariner. I'll do it skillfully. We'll run ourselves aground. Move it, move!
High my hearts! Cheerily, cheerily my hearts! Quick, quick! Take the topsail! Tend to the master's whistle! Blow to burst your wind, if room enough!
Most have care! Where is the master?
I pray now to keep below!
Where is the master, Bosun?
Nowhere! Do you not hear him? You mar our labor! Keep to your cabins! You do assist the storm!
Nay, be patient.
When the sea is, hence, what care these roars for the name of the Queen? To cabin! Silence! Trouble us not!
Good, because remember who you have aboard.
None that I love more than myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and work for the peace of the present, we will not hand the rope more. Use your authority. If you cannot, give thanks to have lived so long and make yourself ready in your cabin for the mischance of the hour, if it so happens. Out of my way, I say.
I beg comfort from the fellow. He's no drowning mark upon him. Complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast, good faith to his hanging. Make the rope of his destiny our cable. For our own is little advantage. He's not born to be hanged. Our case is miserable.
Down with the topmast! Quickly! Lower! Lower! Bring the child with main course! Ah! A plague upon this howling! They are louder than the weather or our office! You again? Why are you here? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sink?
A box on your throat, you bawling, blasphemous, incharitable dog!
You work then!
Hang, Kerr! Hang, you insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than you are!
I warned him for drowning, but the ship would have stronger than a nutshell.
Lay her a hold! A hold! Saturn II gorges off to sea again! Lay her off!
All lost! The prayers! All lost!
What? Does our mouths be cold?
The Queen and Prince have prayers. Let's assist them for our cases as theirs.
I'm out of patience!
Our lives are really cheated by drunkards! Would you mind lie drowning the washing of 10 tides?
They'll be hanged. Every drop of water swears against it.
Let us all sink with the Queen!
Let's take leave of her.
Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground, rock house, anything. The wills above be done, but I would gladly die to charge her.
Hell is empty and all the devils are here!
If by your art, my dearest mother, you've put these wide waters into this roar, allay them. The sky, it seems, would fall down sinking pitch, but that the sea mounting the welkin's cheek, it dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry that did knock against my heart. Poor souls, they perished. If I had been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or before it should the good ship so have swallowed the desperate souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day.
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of you. Of you, my dear one, you, my daughter, who are ignorant of what you are. Not knowing of what I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor lab, and you're no greater mother.
To know more never did enter my thoughts.
It's time I should inform you farther. Lend your hand and pluck my magic garment from me. Lie there, my art. Wipe your eyes. Have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in you. I have, with such provision in my art, so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair befall to any creature on the vessel, which you heard cry, which you saw sink. Sit down. And now you must know farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a pointless inquisition, concluding, "Stay, not yet."
The hour is now come. The very minute bids you open your ear. Obey and be attentive. Can you remember a time before we came to this lab? I do not think you can, for then you were not yet 3 years old.
Certainly, ma'am, I can.
By what? By any other house or person of anything? Tell me the image that I've kept with your remembrance.
It is far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women that once tended me?
You had, and more, Miranda. But how is it that this lives in your mind? What else do you see in the dark, backward, and abysm of time? If you remember anything before you came here, how you came here, you may.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since. Your mother was Duchess of Milan and a princess of power.
Ma'am, are you not my mother?
Your mother was Duchess of Milan, and you, her only heir and princess, no worse issued.
The heavens, what foul play had we, that we came from there? How blessed was it we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as you say, we were heaved thence, but blessedly helped here.
My heart cries to think of the teen that I've turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you, Father.
My sister and your aunt called Antonia, I pray you mark me, that a sister should be so perfidious. She who next to yourself of all the world I loved, and to her put the manage of my estate. As at that time, through all the seigneuries it was the first, and Prospero, the prime duchess, being so reputed in dignity, and for the liberal arts without a parallel, those being all my study. The government I cast upon my sister, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Do you mark me?
Most heedfully, ma'am.
I pray you. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, and dedicated to the closeness and bettering of my mind with that which, in my false sister, awakened an evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of her a falsehood in its contrary, as great as my trust was, which had indeed no limit, a confidence without bounds. She being thus lorded, not only with what my revenue yielded, but with what my power might else exact, made such a sinner of her memory. To credit her own lie, she did believe she was indeed the Duchess, out of the substitution, and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative, hence her ambition growing. Do you hear?
Your tale, ma'am! It would cure deafness.
To have no screen between the part she played and her she plays it for, she needs to be absolute in Milan. Me, poor woman, my library was dukedom large enough. Of temporal royalty she thinks me now incapable. Confederates with the Queen of Naples to give her annual tribute, do her homage, subject her coronet to her crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, heavens!
Mark her condition and the event, then tell me if this might be a sister.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wounds have borne bad daughters.
Now the condition. The Queen of Naples, being an enemy to me, inveterate, hearkens my sister's suit, which was that she, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my sister. Whereon, treacherous army levied. One midnight, fated to the purposes, did Antonia open the gates of Milan, and, in the dead of darknesses, the minister for the purposes hurried there, me and your crying self.
Lack for critique. I'm not remembering how I cried out, then will cry it over again. It is a hint that brings my eyes to it.
Here a little further, and then I'll bring you to the present business which now is upon us.
Why did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, girl. My tale provokes that question. Dear they dared not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fairer painted their foul ends. In view, they hurried us aboard a ship, bored us some leagues to the sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged nor tackle, sail nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quitted. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds, whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to?
Oh, an angel you were, that did preserve me. You did smile, infused with a fortitude from heaven, when I have decked the sea with drops full salt, under my burden groaned, to bear up against what shouldn't be.
Why, how came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, being then appointed master of the design, did give us, with rich garments, linens, such stuffs and necessaries, which since have studied much. So, of his gentleness, knowing I loved my books, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom.
Well, I might but ever see that man.
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, your schoolmaster, made you more profit than most princesses can, who have more time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
Heavens, thank you for it, but now for it is still beating in my mind your reason for raising the sea storm.
Know thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune, now my dear lady, have mine enemies brought to this shore, and by my prescience I do find my zenith does suspend on a most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not but omit, my fortunes will ever droop. Here, cease more questions. You are inclined to sleep. It is a good dullness, and give it way. I know you cannot choose. Come away, servant. I am ready now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great mistress, great lady, hail. I come to answer your best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into fire, or to ride upon the curled clouds, to your strong, biting task, Ariel and all her quality.
Have you, spirit? Perform to the point the Tempest that I ordered you.
To every article I boarded the queen's ship, now in the beak, now in the waist, and in every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes I would divide and burn in many places. The topmasts, the yards, the bowsprit, I'd flame distinctly, then meet and join. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring his most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yes, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil could not infect his reason?
Not a soul, but felt the fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming vessel and quit the brine, then all afire with me. The queen's son Ferdinand, with 10 hair upstanding, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leapt, cried,
Hell is empty and all the devils are here.
My tricksy spirit. But was this near shore?
Close by my mistress.
But are they safe, Ariel?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments not a blemish, but fresher than before, and as you ordered me, and troops I dispersed them out the isle. The queen's son I have left in an odd angle of the isle, cooling the air with sighs, his arms in a sad knot.
Of the queen's ship, the mariners, say how you have disposed and all the rest.
Safely in harbor is the queen's ship. In the deep nook there she's hid. The mariners all under hatches stowed, whom with a charm joined to the suffered labor, I've left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet, which I dispersed, they have all met again and are upon the Mediterranean float, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing this other queen's ship wrecked and her great person perished.
Ariel, your charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What is the time of day?
Past the mid-season.
Aye, at least 2 glasses. The time between 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since you did provide me pains, let me remind you what you've promised, which is not yet performed.
How now? Moody. What is it you can demand?
My liberty.
Before the time is out, no more.
I pray you. Remember, I have done you worthy service, told you no lies, made no mistakes, and served without grudge or grumblings. You did promise to abate me a full year.
Have you forgotten from what a torment I did free you?
No.
You have. And think it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp winds of the north, and to do me business from the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
No, mistress.
You lie, malignant thing. Have you forgotten the foul witch Sycorax, whom with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Have you forgotten her?
No, mistress.
You have.
I.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by sailors. You, my slave, was then her servant, and as you were a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, refusing her grand order, she did confine you into a cloven pine, within which rift, imprisoned you did painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died and left you there. Then was this island, save for the sun she did litter here, a freckled whelp hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say so. That Caliban, which now I keep in service. You best remember what a torment I did find you. Your groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever-angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was my art, when I arrived here and heard you, that made gape the pine and let you out.
I thank you, my mistress.
If you more murmur, I will rend an oak and peg you in his knotty entrails till you have howled away 12 winters.
I will correspond at command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so. Within 2 days I will discharge you.
That's my noble mistress. What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go. Make yourself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but yours and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go in the shape and here come in it. Hence, with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. You have slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story puts heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
It is a villain, ma'am, I do not love to look on.
As it is, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch our wood, and serves us in offices that profit us. What ho, Caliban? You earth, you speak!
There's wood enough out there.
There's other business for you. Come, you tortoise, when? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel. Hearken your ear.
My mistress, it shall be done.
You poisonous slave got by the devil himself upon your wicked mother. Come forth!
As wicked do, as ever my mother brushed with ravens, fed up from unwholesome, then drop on you both. A southwest blow to you, and best are you all over! Ah!
For this, be sure, tonight you shall have cramps, side stitches that shall pen your breath up, urchins shall, for the vast of night that they may work, all exercise on you. You shall be pinched, as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them.
I must eat my dinner. This highland's mine! By Sycorax, my mother, which you take from me. When you first came here, you stroked me and made much of me, would give me water with berries in it, would teach me how to name the bigger light and how the less that burned by day and night. And then I loved you and showed you all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Cursed be I that did so! All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you, for I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king, and to you stymie in this hard rock, was you do keep me from the rest of the island.
You most lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness. I have used you, filth as you are, with human care, and lodged you in mine own lab, till you did seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, would it had been done? You did prevent me. I had people just as I with Calibans.
Abhorred slave, which any print of goodness wilt not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied you, took pains to make you speak, taught you each hour one thing or other. When you didst not, savage, know your own meaning, but would gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed your purposes with words that made them known. But your vile race, though you did learn, had that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore you were deservedly confined to this box, who had deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse the red plague rid you for learning me your language!
Hagseed hence! Fetch us some fuel and be quick. Your best to answer other business. Shrug you, Malice. If you neglect, or do unwillingly what I command, I'll rack you with old cramps, fill your bones with ache, make you roar that beast shall tremble at your din.
No, I do. I must obey. Her art is of such power it to control my mother's god Celibus and make a vessel of him.
So, slave, hence!
Come into these yellow sands and then take hands. Curtsied when you have been kissed, the wild waves fooded feedly here and there, sweet sprites the bird and bear.
Where should this music be? In the air or upon the earth? It sounds no more, yet sure it waits upon some god of this island. Sitting on a bank, weeping the queen, my mother's wreck. This music crept by me upon the water with its sweet air, allying both its fury with my passion. And there I followed it, or it has drawn me rather, but it is gone. No, it begins again.
Full fathom 5 your mother lies, of her bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were her eyes. Nothing of her that does us fade, but does of her us shade into something rich and strange. Singing hymns hourly ring her knell. Hark now, I hear them ding-dong bell.
The ditty does remember my drowned mother, this being no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtains of your eye advance, and say what you see beyond.
What is it? A spirit? Ma'am, how it looks about. It carries a brave form, but it is a spirit?
No, girl. It eats and sleeps and has such senses as we have such. This gallant which you see was in the wreck, and but he's something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker. You might call him a goodly person. He has lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll free you within 2 days for this.
Oh, surely the goddess from whom these airs attend. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! For I am the best that speak this speech, were but from where it is spoken.
How? The best. What were you if the Queen of Naples heard you?
A single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear you speak of Naples. She does hear me, and that she does I weep. I, myself, am Naples, with mine eyes that, never since at ebb, do behold the queen my mother wrecked.
Lack for mercy.
Yes, faith in all her lords, the Duchess of Milan and her son being too.
The Duchess of Milan and her more braver daughter could control you if now were fit to do it. At first sight they have changed eyes. Delicate Ariel, I'll set you free for this. A word, sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so ungently? This is the second man I ever saw, the first I ever sighed for. Pity move my mother to be inclined my way.
Well, if your affection's not gone forth, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
Soft, sir. One word more. They both are in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more. I charge you that you attend me. You do here usurp the name you do not own, and have put yourself upon this island as a spy, to win it from me, the lord of it.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill that can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive within it.
Follow me. Do not speak for him. He's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle your neck and feet together. Sea water shall you drink. Your food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered root, and husk where an acorn's cradled. Come.
No, I will resist such entertainment until my enemy has more power.
Dear mother, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
What? Put your sword up, traitor. Who makes a show but dares not strike? Your conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from your ward, for I can here disarm you with this stick and make your weapon drop.
Beseech you, mother.
Hence! Don't hang on my garments.
Ma'am, have pity. I'll be his surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide you, if not hate you. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. You think there are no such shapes as he, having seen only him and Caliban. Foolish wench. To most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambitions to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Your nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. The loss of my mother, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of my friends, threats of this woman to whom I've subdued, are all but light to me. Might I but through this prison once a day behold this maid. All corners else of the earth let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Come. You've done well, fine Ariel. Follow me. Hark what else you should do for me.
Be of comfort. My mother is of a better nature than she appears by speech. This is unusual, which now came from her.
You shall be free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Come, follow. Speak not for him.
Beseech you, Majesty, be merry. You have cause, so we have all of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the master of the merchant and the merchant, have just starred deems of woe. Before this miracle, preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good lady, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Pray you, peace.
She receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give her over so.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike.
Madam,
One, tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer,
$1.
dollar comes to him indeed. You've spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lady,
Fie! What a spendthrift is he of his tongue.
I pray you, spare.
I have done. But yet...
He will be talking.
Which of he or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager.
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seems undeserved,
So you are paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
Yet.
yet
He could not miss it.
the air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as it were perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything. Advantageous to life.
True. Save means to live.
Of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground is indeed tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, he does but mistake the truth totally.
I think our garments are as fresh as when we first put them on, at the marriage of the Queen's daughter Caliban to the King of Tunis.
Oh, it was a sweet marriage. We prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since Widow Dido's time.
Widow Dido, said you. You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage?
I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than the miraculous harp. He's raised the walls and the houses too.
Which impossible matter will he make easy next?
Madam, we were talking that our garments are as fresh as when we first wore it at your daughter's marriage, who is now queen. Is not my doublet as fresh as when I first wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there. For coming from there, my son is lost, and in my rage, she too, who was so far from Italy removed, I never again shall see her. Oh, you heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish has made its meal of you?
Your Majesty, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him. He trod the water and breasted the swollen surge and met him. His bold head over the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arms in lusty stroke to the shore, that over his wave-worn basis bowed, as stooping to relieve him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sister, you may thank yourself for this great loss. I would not bless our year with your daughter, but rather lose her to far Africa, where she's at least banished from your eye, who has caused with the grief on it.
Pray you, peace.
You were kneeled to and important otherwise by all of us. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business is making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak does lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring in the plaster.
Very well.
It's foul weather, and it's all, good lady, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I plantation in this isle, my lady?
He'd sow it with nettle seed.
Or docks. Or mallows.
And with the king on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things, for no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, use of service, none, born, bound of land, tilth, vineyard, none, no use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil, no occupation, all men idle, all, and women too, but innocent and pure, no sovereignty.
Yet he would be king of it.
The latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, with the need of any engine, would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind, all harvest, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among his subjects.
None. Men all idle.
I would with such perfection govern, madam, to excel the golden age.
Oh, God save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo!
And do you mark me, madam?
I pray you, no more. You do talk nothing to me.
I do well believe your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, with such sensible and nimble lungs, who they used to laugh at nothing.
It was you we laughed at.
Who, in this kind of merry fooling, are nothing to you, so you may continue to laugh at nothing still.
Oh, what a blow was there given.
If it had not fallen flat long.
You are gentles of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if you continue in 5 weeks without a change.
We would so, and then go bat fouling.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you. Were you lastly asleep? I am very heavy.
Go sleep. And hear us. What? Oh, so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sister, do not omit the heavy offer of it. Sleep seldom visits sorrow, and when it does, 'tis a comforter.
We too, my lady, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety. Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate?
Why then don't our eyelids sink? I find myself not disposed to sleep.
Nor I, my spirits are nimble. They fell altogether as though by consent, dropped as by thunderstroke. What might worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more, and yet I think I see it in your face. The occasion speaks to you, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon your head.
What? Are you waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language that you say out of your sleep. What is it you did say? 'Tis a strange repose to be eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, you let your fortune sleep. Die, rather. Wink while you are waking.
Pray you, say on.
Although this lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be of as little memory when he is earthed, has almost persuaded the queen her son's alive. It is as impossible that he's undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope. What great hope have you? Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's their next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is Queen of Tunis. We were all sea-swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny to perform an act whereof what's past is prologue. What to come in yours and my discharge?
What stuff is this? What are you saying? It is true. My sister's daughter, Queen of Tunis, is heir of Naples. Between which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Say this were death that now has seized them. Why, they were no worse than they are now. There be those who can rule as well as she that sleeps, lords that can speak as amply and unnecessarily as Gonzalo. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do! What a sleep were this for your advancement! Do you understand me?
I believe I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your sister, Prospero.
True. And look at how well my garments sit upon me. Much finer than before. My sister's servants were then my fellows. Now, they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir, where lies that? But I feel not this deity in my bosom. Here lies your sister. No better than the earth she lies upon, if she were that like which now she's dead, whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it can lay to bed forever. While you, doing thus, to the perpetual wink for, I might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence who should not upbraid our course. As for all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to do anything we say befits the hour.
Your case, my dear friend, shall be my precedent. As you came by Milan, I will come by Naples. Draw your weapon. 1 stroke shall free you of the tribute which you pay, and I, the king, shall favor you.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the same, to fall it on Gonzalo.
Oh, but 1 word.
My mistress, through her art, foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and sends me forth. For else her project dies, to keep them living. Awake! Awake!
Then let us both be sudden.
No, good angels! Preserve the queen!
Why, how now? How, awake, awake! Why are you drawn? Whereof this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls or lions. Rather, did it not wake you? It struck our ears most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, it was a din to fright a monster's ear to make an earthquake. Sure, it was a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon my honor, madam, I heard a humming, and a strange one too, which did awake me. I shook you and cried. As my eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's true. I think it's best we stand our ground, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is surely on the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lady, shall see what I have done. So, queen, go safely on to seek your son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, fall on Prospero and make her by inchmeal disease. Her spirits hear me, and yet I need must curse. But the North pinch, yelp, fight you with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, or lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way unless you bid 'em. But for every trifle are they set upon me, sometime like apes that mock and chatter at me. And after bites me. Then like hedgehogs which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, and mother picks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wound up with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, here comes the spirit of hers, and to torment me for bringing in wood slowly. Of that, perchance he will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. That same black cloud, that huge one, looks like a foul bomber that would shed his liquor. Should it thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. That same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish. He smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A very strange fish. Legged like a man. And his fins like arms. Warm on my oath. I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander who has recently suffered from a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his ragged cloak. Oh, there's no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past. I shall no more to see, shall I die ashore.
This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort.
Do not torment me, oh.
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put your tricks upon us with savages? I have not escaped drowning to be afraid now of your 4 legs, for it has been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said again while Stefano breathes at its nostrils.
The spirit torments me, oh.
This is some monster of the isle, with 4 legs, who has got, as I take it, a fever. Where the devil should he learn our language? I shall give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on shoe leather.
Do not torment me. Pray you, I'll bring my wood home faster.
He will taste of my bottle. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that has him, and that soundly.
You do me yet but little hurt. You will soon. I know it by your trembling. Now Prospero works upon you.
Oh, come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, you cat. Open your mouth again. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your lips again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned. And these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I shall help his fever. Come, amen. I'll pour some in your other mouth.
Stefano!
Does your other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is a devil and no monster. I will leave him.
Stefano! If you be Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afraid, your good friend, Trinculo.
If you be Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull you by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. You are very Trinculo indeed. How came you to be the siege of this moon calf? Can he vent Trinculos?
thought him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But are you not drowned, Stefano? Oh, I hope now you are not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under that dead mooncalf's ragged cloak for fear of the storm. And are you living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped.
Pray you, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
Hey, these be fine things, and if they be not sprites, then that is a brave god, and bear celestial liquor, I will kneel to him.
How did you escape? How did you come here? Swear by this bottle how you came here. I escaped upon a butt of wine, which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle, which I carved with my very own hands out of the bark of a tree, since being cast ashore.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be your true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Come then, swear.
Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn. Quack, 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 quack.
Come, kiss the book. Though you can swim like a duck, you are made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, have you any more of this?
The whole butt, man. How, now, Mooncalf, is your fever?
Have you not dropped from heaven?
Out to the moon, I do assure you. I was the man on the moon when time was.
I have seen you in her, and I do adore you.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I'll furnish it soon with new contents. Swear.
By this light, this is a very shallow monster. I'm afraid of him. A very weak monster. The man in the moon. A most poor, credulous monster. Well-drawn monster in good truth.
I'll show you every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss your foot. I pray you, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss your foot. I'll swear myself your subject.
Come then, down and swear.
But I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
But that the poor monster's in drink, an abominable monster.
I'll show you the best springs. I'll plug you berries. I'll fish for you and get you wood enough.
A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear her no more sticks,
but follow you, you wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I pray you, let me bring you a crab's grove, and I with my long nails will dig you pignuts, show you a jay's nest, and instruct you how to snare the nimble marmoset. Will you go with me?
I pray you, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the queen and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Bear my bottle. Fellow Trinculo, we'll fill him by and by again.
Farewell, mistress, farewell, farewell.
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
No clams are made for fish, no affection firing at requiring, nor scrape, treasure, nor wash, dish, ban, Caliban has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, heyday, heyday, freedom, freedom, heyday, freedom!
Oh, brave monster! Lead the way.
There are some sports that are painful, and their labor sets off delight in them. This My mean task would be as heavy to me as odious. But the mistress which I serve quickens the dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her mother's crabbed, and she is composed of harshness. There are some thousands of these logs I must pile up. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work. But these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Most busy less when I do it.
Alas now, pray you, work not so hard. I wish the lightning had burnt up those logs you're forced to pile. Pray set it down and rest. When this wood burns, we'll weep for having wearied you. My mother is hard at study. Pray rest yourself, she's safe for these 3 hours.
Dear mistress, the sun will set, for I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray give me that, I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature. Rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should undergo such dishonor while I sit lazy by.
It would become me, as well as it does to you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours is against.
Poor worm. You are infected.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress. It's fresh morning in me when you are by at night. I do beseech you chiefly that I might set in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I have broken your request. Say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I've eyed before with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues is into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women. Never any with such full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest graces and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face remember, save for my mother's, my glass, mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may commend than you, good friend. A feature so abroad, I am skilless of. But by my modesty, the jewel of my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like. But I prattle something too wildly, and my mother's orders I do forget.
I'm in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, no longer endure this wooden slavery that flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it. For your sake, I am this patient log man.
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event if I do speak true. I, beyond all limit else of what's in the world, do love, prize, and honor you.
I am a fool to weep of what I am glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens, rain grace on that which breathes between them.
Why do you weep?
At my unworthiness that dare not offer desire what I give, and much less take what I shall die to want. Enough bashful cunning, and prompt me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you'll marry me. If not, I shall die your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or won't.
My mistress dearest, I am too humble ever.
My husband, then?
I, with a heart as willing ever of bondage of freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine with my heart in it. And now, farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised withal. But yet my rejoice at nothing can be more. I'll to my book, for yet before supper time I must perform much business appertaining.
shall not be when the butt is out. We will drink water, not a drop before. Therefore bear up and boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of this isle. These sailors might find upon this island. You are free. If the other two be buried like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid you. Your eyes are almost set in your head.
Where else should they be set? He were a brave monster indeed if he were set in his tail.
My man monster has drowned his tongue in wine. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam before I could recover the shore, 35 leagues off and on. By this light, you shall be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you wish. He's no standard.
Will not run. Monsieur monster.
Nor go neither. But you'll lie like dogs, and you say nothing neither.
Speak, for once in your life, moon calf, if you be a good moon calf.
How does your honor let me lick your shoe? I'll not serve him. He's not valiant.
You lie, most ignorant monster. Why, you debauched fish, you. Was there ever a man, a coward, that has drunk as much wine as I today? Will you tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
No, he mocks me. Will you let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural.
Oh, again! Bite him to death, I pray you.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster's my subject, and he will not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Will you be pleased to listen once again to the suit I made to you?
Aye, kneel and repeat it. I and Trinculo shall stand.
As I told you before, I'm subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by her cunning has cheated me of the island.
You lie!
You lie, you jesting monkey, you! I, my valiant master, shall destroy you. I do not lie.
Trinculo, trouble the monster no further. By this hand, if you trouble him again, I'll supplant some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing.
Mum then, no more. Proceed.
I say, by sorcery she got this isle. From me she got it. If your greatness will revenge it on her, for I know you dare, but this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
You shall be lord of it, and I'll serve you.
How now? Shall this be compassed? Can you take me to the party?
Yes, yes, my lord, I'll yield till you asleep, where you may knock a nail into her head.
You lie! You cannot.
What a pardon is this, you scurry patch! I do beseech your greatness, give him blows and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink nothing but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshes are.
Trinculo, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one word further, and by this hand I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of you.
Why? What did I? I did nothing. I'll stand farther off.
Did you not say he lied?
You lie!
Do I so? Take that!
I did not give the lie. Out on your wits and bearing too. A pox on your bottle. This can sack and drinking do. A disease on your monster, and a devil take your fingers.
Come, forward with your tale. Pray you, stand farther off.
Beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther. Come, proceed.
As I told you before, it is a custom with her to sleep in the afternoon. There, you may brain her, having first seized her books. Remember first to possess her books, for without them, she is but a sot, as I am. No, not have one spirit to command. They all do hate her as deeply as I,
burn but her books, and that most deeply to consider is the beauty of her daughter. She herself calls her a non-imperial. I never saw a woman but only my mother Sycorax, and she, as far surpasses Sycorax, as greatest as the least.
Monster, I will kill this woman, and me and her daughter shall rule this country as king and queen. Save our graces! And you and Trinculo shall be viceroys. Do you like the plot, Trinculo? Excellent. Come, give me your hand. I am sorry I beat you. But so long as you live, keep a good tongue in your head.
Within this half hour will she be asleep? Will you destroy her then?
Aye, on my honor.
This I will tell my mistress.
You make me very merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jolly. Will you sing the tune you taught me but a while ago?
At your request, monster. I will do reason. Many reason. Come, Trinculo. Let us be merry. Flautum and scoutum and scoutum and flautum. Thought is free.
That's not the tune.
What is this saying?
It is the tune of our song, played by the picture of nobody.
If you be a man, show yourself in your likeness. If you be a devil, take it as you wish.
Oh, forgive me of my sins!
He that dies pays all debts. I defy you. Mercy upon us!
Are you afraid?
No, monster. Not I.
Be not afraid. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangly each will hum about mine ears, and then voices that, if I had waked after a long sleep, will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds I thought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me that, when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This shall prove a brave kingdom to me, where I will have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
That shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let us follow it, and after do our work.
Lead, monster. We'll follow. I would I could see this musician. You lays it on.
Will you come? I'll follow, Stefano.
Oh, please, your majesty. I can go no further, madam. My old bones ache, though forthright meanders. Oh, by your patience, I needs must rest me. Oh, Lord.
I cannot blame you. Oh, myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here, I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned who must we stray to find, and the sea mocks our frustrated search on land. Well, let him go.
I am right glad that she's so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forego the purpose which you resolved to effect.
The next advantage we will take, thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. For now, they are overcome with travel. They cannot nor will not use such diligences when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
My good friends, hark.
Marvelous, sweet music.
Give us light tapers. Heavens, what were these?
A living drollery. Now I'll believe that there are unicorns, that in Arabia there is one tree. The phoenix is thrown at this hour, one phoenix reigning here.
I believe both, and I'll be sworn 'tis true. Travelers never did lie, though fools at home condemn them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders? For surely these are people of the island, though they are of a more monstrous shape. Yet note, their manners are more of a gentle kind, and of our human generation you shall find many, nay, almost any.
Lord, you have said well. Some of you there present are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse, such shape, such gesture, such sound expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
Praise in departing.
That is strange.
No matter, since they have left their feast, for we have summits. Will it please you to taste of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, madam, you need not fear.
I will stand to and feed, although my last. No matter, because I feel the best is past. Brother, my lady, the Duchess, stand to and do as we.
You are three sinners, whom destiny that has to instrument this lower world and what is in it, the never sufficiency has caused to belch you up, and on this island where man does not inhabit, you amongst men being most unfit to live. I have made you mad, and even such valor-like men hang and drown their proper selves. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are not too massive for your strengths, and will not be afflicted. But remember, that's my business to you. That you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea which was requited, she and her innocent child, for which foul deeds the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incised the seas and shores. Yes, all the creatures against your peace. You of your son Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you in your ways, whose wrath regards you from, which here in this most desolate isle, else falls upon your head, is nothing but hard sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
Bravely the figure of this harpy have you performed, my Ariel. A grace it had, devouring. Of my instructions have you nothing abated in what you had to say. My high charms work, and these, mine enemies, are all knit up in their distractions. And in these fits I leave them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and my beloved.
In the name of something holy, madam, why stand you in this strange stare?
No, it is monstrous. Monstrous. I thought the billows spoke and told me of it. Oh, the wind did sing to me in the thunder. Oh, the deep and dreadful organ pipe did pronounce the name of Prosper. It did pronounce my cry. Therefore my son in the ooze is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than ever brother sounded. And with him there, lie, smiting, no, wait, no!
But one fiend at a time! I'll fight thy legions!
I'll be your second!
All three of them are desperate. Their great skills given like poison to work a great time over, does now begin to bite their spirits. I do beseech you, those who are suppler joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
Follow, I pray
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends, for I have given you a third of mine own life, or that for which I live, which once again I tender to your hand. All your vexations were but trials of your love. You have strangely stood the test. Here before heaven, I ratify this, my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off. You shall find that she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it against an oracle.
Then, as your gift and your acquisition worthily purchased, take my daughter.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue, and long life, with such love as 'tis now, I'd never melt mine honor into lust, to
Fair.
take away the edge of today's celebration when I shall think.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is your own. What Ariel, my industrious servant, Ariel.
What wishes my potent master? Here I am.
You and your lesser fellows your last service did worthily perform, but I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the rabble over whom I give you power here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of my art. It is my promise, and they expect it of me.
Presently?
Aye, with a twink.
Before you can say, come and go, and breathe twice and cry so. Do you love me, mistress? No.
Dearly, my delicate Ariel. Do not approach till you do hear me call.
Will I conceive?
Look you be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire and the blood. Be more temperate, or else good night your vow.
I warrant you, madam, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well then, approach, Ariel. Bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. Appear and pertly. All eyes, no tongue, be silent.
Ceres, most bounteous lady, your rich lees of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, your turfy mountains where live nibbling sheep, and flat meads thatched with stover, them to keep, your banks with pined and twilled brims, which spongy April at your behest, but trims to make cold nymphs chaste crowns. The queen of the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids you leave these, and with her sovereign grace, here on this grass plot, in this very place, to come and sport. Her peacocks fly amain. Approach, rich Ceres, her to entertain.
Hail, many-colored messenger, who never did disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with your saffron wings upon my flowers, diffuses honey drops, refreshing showers, and with the edge of your blue bow dots crown, I boss the acres and unshrub it down. Rich scarf to my proud earth, why has your queen summoned me here, to this short grass of leaves?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely to estate on the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as you dost know, does now attend the queen, since they did plot the means that thus you diss my daughter got. Her and her blind boy's scandaled company, I have forsworn. Highest queen of state, great Juno comes, I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless these two, that they may prosperous be and honored in their issue. Honor, riches, marriage blessings, long continuance and increasing, hourly joys bestow upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earth increase, harvest plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines with clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly burden bowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you. Ceres' blessing so is on you.
Majestic vision, harmoniously charmingly. Might I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits which by mine art I have called from their confines to enact my present fancy.
Let me live here ever, so rare of wondered mother and a wife. Makes this place paradise.
Sweet, now silence. Juno and Ceres whisper seriously. There's something else to do. Hush and be mute, or else our spell is marred.
You nymphs, called naiads of the wine-drink brooks, with your sedged crowns and ever harmless looks, leave your crisp channels, and on this green land answer your summons. Juno does command. Come, temperate nymphs, and help to celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late.
Conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done. Avoid. No more.
This is strange. Your mother's in some passion that works her strongly.
Never to this day saw I her touched with anger, so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels are now ended. These, our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits and are melted into air. Into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yes, all which it inherit shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my lab and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish you peace.
We wish you peace.
Come with a thought I thank you, Ariel. Come.
Your thoughts I cleave to. What's your pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
I, my commander, when I presented Cirrus, I thought to have told you of it. Feared I lest might anger you.
Say again, where did you leave these varlets?
I told you, my mistress, they were so full of valor and red-hot with drinking. They smote the air for breathing of their faces, beat the ground for kissing at the feet, yet always bending towards their project. So I charmed their ears, that calf-like they lowing, followed through toots, briars, sharp furses, pricking goss, and thorns, which entered their frail shins. At last I left them in the filthy mental pool beyond your lab, there dancing up to the chins. That foul lake overstunk their feet.
This was well done, my bird. Your shape, invisible, retain you still. The trumpery in my house, go fetch it, for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil, a born devil on whose nurture can never stick, on whom my pains, humanely taken all lost, quite lost, and with age his body uglier grows, so his mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Yes, hang them on this line.
Pray you, tread softly that the blind mole may not hear a footfall. We are now near her lab.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little better than play the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take a displeasure against you, look,
you were but a lost monster.
Good my lord, give me your favor still. Be patient, for the prize I'll bring you too shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore speak softly, all's hushed as midnight yet.
Aye. But to lose our bottles in the pool?
There is not only disgrace and dishonor in that monster, but an infinite loss.
That is more to me than my wetting. And yet this is a harmless fairy.
I shall fetch off my bottle, though I be over ears from my work.
Pray you, my king, be quiet. See you here, this is the mouth of the lab. No noise, and enter. Do that good mischief which may make this island yours own forever, and I, your Caliban, for high your foot liquor.
Give me your hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stefano! Oh, peer! Oh, worthy Stefano! Look what a wardrobe is here for you.
Let it alone, you fool. It is but trash.
Oh, monster! We know what belongs to a frippery. Oh, King Stefano!
Put off that gown, Trinculo. By this hand, I'll have that gown.
Your grace shall have it.
For Trump's sake, drown this fool. What do you mean to dote on such luggage? Let's alone and do the murder first. If she awaken, from toe to crown, she'll fill our skin with pinches, make us strange stuff.
Be you quiet, monster. Mistress Line, is this not my jerkin?
Go by line and level, if it pleases your grace.
I thank you for that just, Trinculo. Oh, there's a garment for it, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of this country. Steal by a line and level is an excellent passive pate. Oh, there's another garment for it.
Come, monster, put some glue upon your fingers and away with the rest.
I will have none of it. We shall lose our time and all be turned to barnacles or to apes with foreheads villainous low.
Monster, lay to your fingers. Help to carry this to where my hogshead of wine is, or I shall turn you out of my kingdom. Therefore, go to, carry this.
And this.
Aye, and this.
Hey, Mountain! Hey! Silver, there it goes, Silver! Fury, Fury, there! Tyrant, there! Hark, hark! Go, my goblins! Grind their joints with dry convulsions, shorten up their sinews with age cramps, and more pinch-spotted make them than leopard or cat of mountain. Hark, they roar! Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all my enemies. Shortly shall my labors end, and you shall have the air of freedom. For a little, follow and do me service. Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey. Time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my mistress, you said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the queen and her followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them all prisoners, mistress, in the line grove without whether fens or lab. They cannot budge until your release. The queen, her brother, and yours abide all three distracted. The remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly he who you termed the good old Lord Gonzalo, with tears that run down his beard like winter's drops from eaves to reeds. Your charm so strongly works them that if you now beheld them, your affections would become so tender.
Do you think so, spirit?
Mine would, mistress, were I human.
And mine shall. Have you, which are but air, a touch, a feeling of their affliction, and shall not myself, one of their kind that relish all as sharply, passion as they, kindlier moved than you are. Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason against my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose extends not a frown further. Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, my mistress.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes back. You, demi-puppets that by moonshine to the green sour ringlets make, whereof the ewe not bites. And you, whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice to hear the solemn perfume.
by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and azure vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oped and let them forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than ever did plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy cure your brains, now useless, boiled within your skull. There stand, for you are spells stopped. Good Gonzalo, my eyes, even sociable to the show of yours, fall fellowly drops. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night, melting in the darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that now mantle their clearer reason. Holy Gonzalo, my true preserver and a loyal sir, to her you follow, I will pay your graces home, both in word and deed. Most cruelly did you, Alonza, use me and my daughter. Your brother was a furtherer in the act. You are pinched for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you, sister mine that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who, with Sebastian, whose inward pinches are therefore most strong, would here have killed your queen. I do forgive you, unnatural though you are. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore which now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them yet looks on me or would know me, Ariel. Fetch me the coat in my lab. I will discase me and myself present as I was some time belong. Quickly, spirit, you shall before long be free.
After summer, merrily, merrily I live now, under the blossom that hangs from the bough.
Why, that's my spirit. I shall miss you, and yet you shall have your freedom, so. To the Queen's ship. There you shall find the mariners asleep under the hatches. The master and the boatswain being awake, enforce them to this place, and presently, I pray you.
I drink the air before me and return, or else before your pulse twice beat.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabit here. Some heavenly power, guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, my queen, the wronged Duchess of Milan. Prospero. For more assurance that a living princess does now speak to you, I embrace your body, and to you and your company, I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether you be she, or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, as late I have been, I not know. Your pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw you, the affliction of my mind amends with which I fear. A madness held me. This must crave, and if this be a most strange story, your dukedom I resign, and do entreat you pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace your age, whose honor can be neither measured nor confined.
Whether this be or not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle, which will not let you believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all. But you, my brace of lords, Were I so minded, I could here pluck her highness, frown upon you, and justify you traitors. At this time, I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in her.
No! For you, most wicked wench, whom even to call sister would infect my mouth. I do forgive your rankest fault, all of them, and require my dukedom of you, which perforce I know you must restore.
You are Prospero. Give us particulars of your preservation. How have you met us here who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost my... How sharp the point of remembrance is. My dear son, Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, madam.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help, of whose sovereign aid for the like loss I have her soft grace, and rest myself content.
You, the like loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss, have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, heavens, that they were both living in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were. I wish myself were muddied in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. I perceive at this encounter that these lords do so much admire that they devour their reason, and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. But, howsoever you have been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very duchess that was thrust forth from Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked, was landed, to be lord on it. No more of this, for it is a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome all. This lab's my court. Here have I few attendants, and subjects none abroad. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing. At least bring forth a wonder, to content you as much as me, my dukedom.
Sweet lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I shall call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I lose twice.
Though the seas threatens, they are merciful, and I've cursed them without cause.
Now, let all the glad blessings of a mother compass about you. Arise and say how you came here.
Oh, wonder, how many beautiful creatures are there here. How beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such creatures in it.
'Tis new to you.
What is this maid with whom you are at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. Is she the goddess that has served us and brought us thus together?
No, she is mortal, but by a mortal providence, she is mine. I chose her when I could not ask my mother for advice, nor thought I had one. She is the daughter of this famous Duchess of Milan, whom so often I heard renowned, but never saw before. She gives me second life, a second mother this woman makes to me.
And I am hers. But, oh, how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child for forgiveness.
There, madam, stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept, or should have spoken before this. Look down, you God, and upon this couple drop a blessed crown. For it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us here.
I say, amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan, that her issue should become kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. In one voyage did Caliban find her husband, and Ferdinand, her brother, find a wife, when he himself was lost. And Prospero, in a poor isle, in all of us ourselves, and no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that does not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen. Oh, look, madam, there is more of us. I prophesied that if the gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. Now blast me that swear of grace overboard. Have you no oath by shore? Have you no mouth by sea? What is the news?
The best news is that we have safe and found our queen and company. The next, our ship, which, for the 3 last Pacific left that. I was tight and not and very vigorous as we refer to that.
Well, the servants, mistress, I have done since I went.
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Rise and say how you came here.
If I did think, ma'am, we were well awake, I just have to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we know not, all clapped under hatches, were but even now, with strange and several sounds of roaring, shrieking, howling, jiggling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible. But then we were awaked, straight away, at liberty, where we, in all her trim, freshly beheld our royal, good and gallant ship, our master capering to eye her on a trice, so please you, even in a dream where we separated from them, and were brought moping hither.
Was it well done?
Bravely, my diligence. You shall be free.
This is as strange a maze as ever man trod. There is in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Madam, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. Come here, spirit. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. How fares my gracious queen? There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for all the rest, and let no man take care for himself, for all is but fortune. Coraggio, holy monster, coraggio. If these be true spies which I wear in my head, this be a goodly sight.
Oh, Satabus, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my master is. I am afraid she will chastise me.
What things are these, my lady Antonia? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Mark but the badges of these men, my lords, then say if they be true. This misshapen knave, his mother was a witch, one so strong that could control the moon, make flows and ebbs, and deal in her command without her power. These three have robbed me, and this Debbie that devil, for he's a bastard one, had plotted with them to take my life. Two of these men you must know and own. This thing of darkness acknowledged mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler?
Drunk now? Where had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling ripe. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded them? How camest you in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me will never leave my bones. I shall no longer fear fly blowing.
Why, how now, Stefano?
Oh, pray, touch me not. I am not Stefano, but a cram.
You'd be king of the Isle, Sirrah.
Oh, I should have been a sore one then.
This is as strange a thing as ever I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manner as in his shape. Go to my lab, Sirrah. Take with you your companions. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god, and worship this dull fool.
Go to, away.
Hence, and bestow your clothing where you found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Madam, I invite your highness and your train to my poor lab, where you shall take your rest for this one night. And, in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship and so to Naples. where I have hopes to see the nuptial of these, our dear beloved solemnized. And then retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. Ariel, my chick, that is your charge. Then to the elements be you free, and fare you well. Please you, draw near. Now my charms are all overthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint now 'tis true. I must be here, confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands. With the help of your good hands, gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon be, let your indulgence set me free.
3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, what am I saying?
What your name is.
Oh, hi, I'm Ben. Oh, I really liked the costumes in the show and the set. I thought it was really cool. And the acting was amazing.
Hello.
This is not the moment I want to be showcased.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm the co-stage manager of the theater.
I'm Kavya and I'm the student producer of theater.
Hi, I'm Cole Bartlett and I'm a part of, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Sky is Susanna. She's so good. 3, 2, 1, go.
Now cut 2 on the bow, cut. There you go. Camera.
I'm having too much fun.
Last year, I went up to you.